Today, we're following Jesse McCree, an up-and-coming Overwatch hero. The man personally responsible for the death of Blackwatch. He killed everybody there. A true hero among men. Our story begins within Spawn. Jesse McCree congregates with his 5 additional heroes of Overwatch, preparing for combat. They haven't had much to their name, and they've all had their fair share of problems in life, but they all have come together to rid the world of evil. All Jesse McCree has to his name is a single 6-shot revolver with infinite ammo, a flashbang that comes back every 10 seconds, and the ability to roll his body every so often. The world's looking down on Jesse McCree. Nobody believes that he can pull off his goal. And we'll be following him to see how that ends. Their adventure begins right out of the gates following the large, robotic Reinhardt man. As they enter the chokehold, an entire compilation of enemies is sitting there. Jesse fires sporadically, uncertain of who's a teammate and who's an enemy because of his lack of team outlines. His lack of a crosshair further makes it difficult for him to aim his shots. He's not quite sure. Jesse McCree has died, but unlike most humans, he is able to respawn after an uncertain amount of time. After the documentary crew adjusts the sound volume on the music, he walks out of spawn again.
Gotta be a teleporter around here.
The McCree notes that there may be a teleporter nearby. And after his team successfully kills the Reinhardt, finds an opening to push through choke. With the many shots flying out of the choke, the young McCree squats on top of a health pack waiting for it to respawn.
Just what the doctor ordered.
After the young McCree BMs in his team chat about how fucking retarded his team is. Fuck. He returns to battle, flanking to the left, over the tires. What the young McCree lacks in DM skills, he makes up for with inane game sense. As the wild soldier screams, the McCree hides, waiting out the ultimate. With full sights on the point, he has 2 options: take the point or attack the people. He chooses the point.
This one's mine.
With only moments to wait, the entire red team comes running at him. The young McCree creates an opening for his team to push, but will they use that opportunity? Only time will tell. He returns back to the point once the red team has forgotten of his existence, only to be attacked by a small turret that he can't really quite aim at because of his lack of a crosshair.
Gotta be a...
The soldier takes a teleporter and kills the McCree, because why the fuck wouldn't the McCree's team push out on that opportunity? Things begin to speed up as the young McCree walks forward, with half of the game already behind him. Things are looking grim for the young McCree. Been playing alone the whole game, with nearly no help. With a wham and a bam, he takes down the Reinhardt, all on his own. He walks forward, headshots the Zarya, but doesn't do enough to finish her off. The Reinhardt with a huge 2,000 health shield runs away like a bitch the second the soldier ultimates. As his team slowly begins to become more desperate, running things like Hanzo despite not having a Zarya, and Roadhog despite the Roadhog not really getting any interesting kills so far. The McCree does not give up. He knows only he is capable of taking down this 6-man monstrosity of a team. His Reinhardt charges in, likely to his own death. The Yana falls. The Symmetra eventually falls. With 2 enemies down, an opening is created. But will the blue team use that opportunity? Probably not. The Reinhardt charges the 2 health McCree, even though he really could have just swung once and killed him. The Roadhog finally gets a hook, only to get blasted by some Gaster Blasters sitting in the corner. As things begin to close, time is running out for the young McCree. He does not have many more chances to win this. 30 seconds left. If he dies again, that's game. I mean, if he dies again after that last death, gets game. The Widowmaker sits perched on top of a large plateau-y area, missing every single shot on the standing still enemy team. What seems like a Widow missing her shots is really only a distraction play. The enemy soldier gets the ultimate for the 5th fucking time this game. The young McCree has lost. He dies. A traumatic death from a small turret.
Play of the game.
Things aren't looking good for our young McCree. Let's see what made them really lose. The Reinhardt, who tried to shield a hammer,
Double kill.
and a Widow who kept missing her shots. Great. We now go to a panoramic shot of the world as we wait for the next clip to load. No, I don't want to say it as a team. The McCree votes to find a new team. A new gang of heroes. After the first... Hold on.
Select your hero.
After the first attempt of pushing first failed, McCree goes to the other team. He decides, hey, those guys are a lot better than my team. I'm gonna go defend instead. The lore of Overwatch is a tricky one. Why are it sometimes certain heroes attacking but others defending the same places? It doesn't really make sense. Also, how come people like Reaper and Soldier work together on one team? How come Zarya and Omnix work together even though these are clear combatants? Nothing's really quite explained. All we know is McCree has decided to begin defending instead. McCree, as everybody knows in the Animal Kingdom, is one of the highest tier defenders in all of Overwatch. Although he is technically stationed as an attack hero, realistically he falls under the defensive category. Most people just don't realize this. McCree decides he's going to get some high ground early on, so he forgets that he's not fast enough to actually get onto the high ground. He relocates to this plateau area that I've forgotten the call out for. As you can tell by the musical score and the Reinhardt charging to height despite nobody there being with him to shoot. The Reinhardt saying hello to his teammates that can't use him for cover. The McCree prepares for the inevitably long defense. Knowing how long the previous defense was, he knew this would not be a quick fight at all. The McCree hits 2 shots on the Genji before focusing the shield. Knowing that the Genji was behind him, he keeps his head turned and body hidden, knowing the Genji will soon come for his hot bod. The Genji goes down like a clown, and the McCree has lost his perch spot as the enemy team begins to zone in on him. The McCree gets a motherfucking headshot despite having no crosshair and takes his plateau area again. Whoa, he dodges the fire strike with a quick crouch slide. unbelievable. His reaction skills are, what's the word? Unmatched. The young McCree grows restless. The young McCree grows restless. Tired of waiting for kills, he decides to go on the prowl. Takes down the Junkrat trap, grabs the health pack. Well, he didn't grab the health pack, but you know, he stays near it. He pets the health pack and then walks forward, smashes the Genji again, then sits and waits for a target. Young McCrees are very used to sitting in corners waiting for kills, but this one seems much more impatient than his previous incarnations. He forgets that Genji is actually a teammate Genji. Once again, Genjis this young lack the eyesight to know what a teammate and an enemy is. Except for this guy, apparently, who has an outline. I don't know why that is there, but whatever. He hones in on the Junkrat. A 1v1 emerges before the Junkrat completely forgets that there's a McCree with a gun behind him. Then turns around for some reason. The Reinhardt charges in for some reason. And the McCree decides to take it left. Running into the wild primate, the McCree backs up for safety. The Winston ducks for cover like a fucking bitch. The musical score perfectly lines up with the respawn, which greatly pleases the producers of this documentary.
My blade is ready to be unleashed. My blade.
I guess documentaries usually have a purpose. Today we're figuring out what the true purpose of a McCree is. We've already figured out that he is clearly a terrible attack hero and should never be used for it. The young McCree runs into another McCree and loses his life. It's clear who the alpha McCree here is. Somebody in the audience, mouthful of popcorn, screams, "Is this gonna be the entire stream?"
Objective lost.
With a groan in their voice. To which the producers say, "Not necessarily. You see, this documentary ends as soon as this young McCree wins a round. And given this young McCree's luck, who knows how long that could be? A day? 4 days? 2 days? The young McCree does not know. The young McCree flanks! Bang, 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 bang! Takes out the Ana. The alpha McCree knows of his presence, but the young McCree runs away. He runs away. He gets flashbanged, but he counter flashbangs, and then he taunts to show that he is now the alpha McCree. The previously alpha McCree turns into snow. He's now dust. He zone locks the Ana. The Ana falls. The Bastion falls. All that's left is a Pharah, and I guess a Reinhardt too, but we have one of those as well, so that shouldn't be as big of a deal. Nana Boost pops on the Reinhardt. Things really start to heat up. We're reaching the climax of this movie. The angry monkey begins destroying and spawn camping, apparently. As a Winston. How do you spawn camp as Winston? Whatever. The Winston dies with quick succession shots from the McCree. The McCree walks forward, preparing to hold this defense for much, much longer. A crouching Bastion sits in the distance instead of, you know, revving up like a normal Bastion would. He crouches. Using his quick, young McCree expertise, he throws the flashbang above the McCree's, the Reinhardt shield. With a couple pops, he scares the primate off, but who knows how long before he returns. One down, double kill. The McCree gets a double kill.
Justice reigns from above.
After hearing the wild mating call of a Pharah, he comes back, only to find out she has been mated to death by the local Hanzo. Another honored Reinhardt screaming in the distance. The young McCree seems to be enjoying this defense much more than the attack. The McCree, he becomes a little too confident. He tries to 1v1 the Reinhardt before realizing his mistake and backing up. He sits in the corner once again, waiting for the wild Pharah to boost up her hormones and do another mating call. Double flashbang. This is so rare in the wild. It's so rare that two McCrees manage to double flashbang each other. Which kind of sounds like a sexual move, but I can assure you is a purely dominance fight. The dominatrix takes down the McCree and leaves him to respawn while his team defends.
It's I've got unfinished business.
Things become extremely close. Now don't let the calm OST fool you. Things are actually very close here. McCree misses every goddamn shot before taking down the Winston and the McCree. This is his last chance to redeem himself. Can he do it? He takes down the Reinhardt. He runs forward. The Bastion's halfway down. The Bastion goes down. The young McCree rejoices. But it's not over yet. For here comes the Genji. The Genji goes down after like one shot. I don't know why the Genji was attacking with such low health, but he does. The McCree finds his love interest again. Cheeks red, goes running away. Before his I forgot what I was saying. Could this be the end for our young McCree and his team of Overwatch heroes? Their Reinhardt goes down. The Pharah comes in. He has one last chance to prove his worth to her before the goddamn fucking monkey comes back. He squats another health pack. Nom nom nom. Everybody's ulting. The young McCree remembers he has an ultimate. He hits Q.
It's
Hello there. Ahlan?
They're mocking me. The teammates mock the McCree for not getting any kills with his ultimate, not realizing that he actually ulted like 13 ghosts. They're all dead. With a triple bang, he hits the Reinhardt before dying.
We cannot allow them to take the point.
The enemy team makes one final rush for this point. This is the McCree's last chance to make up for his mistakes. He takes height. Not quite sure of how far.
We need to defend our objective.
He takes down the Pharah, his greatest enemy. The Bastion sitting in the corner. He gets revived. He takes down the Bastion. He waits for his flashbang. He takes down the Genji. All that's left is a Winston. Can he get killed?
10 seconds remaining.
He helps take down the Winston. He didn't technically get the kill, but he did help. 10 seconds remain. Can he do it? He takes down that. He wins.
Victory.
The wild McCree gets promoted to an alpha McCree. This was only part 1 of the McCree short documentary. Please make sure to send 4 payments of $24.99 to funkpills@gmail.com to receive the next incarnation. Thank you everybody for watching this documentary. Goodbye.
Ocean man, take me by the hand, lead me to the land that you understand. Ocean man, the voyage to the corner of the globe is a real trip. Ocean man, the crust of a tan man by the sand, soaking up the thirst of the land. Ocean man, can you see through the wonder of amaze?
That wasn't that wasn't exactly planned out very well. If you couldn't tell, it was mostly improvised.